Okay, hi everyone, welcome to another Why We Ride, and today we're with Carol Cooke. Hello Carol, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, and you've just got back from overseas at the UCI World Championships recently?
Yes, I did.
And we've got to ask our standard question, the one we always start with. Why do you ride?
Well, number one, I love it. Number two, I do it for my health, to be honest. If we want to get right down to the nitty-gritty, it's keeping me walking. Yeah. So, as you know, and maybe others don't, I was diagnosed in 1998 with MS, multiple sclerosis, and I was in a wheelchair full-time, 2001, 2002. I had a bit of medical intervention where I had Botox injected in my legs, but that just got me out of the chair. I then had to start exercising, and I actually started rowing and switched to cycling in 2011. And I just find it's extremely social. You know, it's my social life now. All my friends that I hang out with regularly are mostly from riding now. I mean, I do have others, but most of them are from riding. And it's definitely keeping me walking. I mean, I'm probably healthier and fitter than I was pre my MS. I still deal with crappy things every day, but it's keeping me upright.
Now, we're down here today at Barista Cafe, one of our favourite haunts. If anyone knows where I get my coffee from in the morning, right next door to our house. And I saw you walking up. You obviously have to use a walking stick when you're moving around. Yeah,
especially outside, because if I tend to look fast, you know, if somebody yells and you turn around, I sometimes end up on the ground. And a lot of times my left leg will give out, or a trip. I've got a bit of drop foot in the left foot, so I end up tripping over the tiniest little bump, and so the stick catches me.
So tell us though, what sort of bike do you ride then? Tell us about your bike.
Well, I'm going to give them a plug. It's a Johnson bicycle. Johnson Bikes are down in Abbotsford on Victoria Street. They've been a great supporter of me this year. They've provided me with an amazing frame, their first ever UCI approved road bike frame. And but I have a little bit of an extra bit on the end, so it turns it into a trike. 2 wheels at the back, and it's just a kit that's bought from a company in the UK called Trike, which fits into where the back wheel would normally be. And you just have to extend the chain and cable split the brakes. So it's got 2 disc brakes, 1 on each wheel, and just hooks up to normal.
And when you turn, you have to do something completely different from, well, actually, you don't do something completely different, but it looks something completely different from a normal rider.
Well, riding a trike is not like riding 2 wheels. It's completely different. So everything that you would do on a 2-wheel bike, you kind of do the opposite on a trike. So if you're turning a corner, your inside knee is up on a bike because you don't want your pedal to hit the ground. Because the trike is fixed with the 2 wheels at the back, you keep your inside leg straight so that you can, almost like sidecar racing, hang off the side of the bike to actually get around a corner. Because it rides the camber, so you know you're constantly counterbalancing on really bad camber. And funny enough, I was riding this morning at the North Side Revive, and there's a lot of off camber going around corners, and I hate that because not only is the bike going this way, so I have to go this way, but then they want you to turn this way, and yeah, it's very different.
For those that don't know, the Northside Revive is a St Kilda ride on Monday mornings in the north side of town because St Kilda is a south side club. The Northside Revive, the area that Carol's talking about, is close to the Kew Boulevard or Yarra Boulevard Kew, depending on what you want to call it on the day. The downside of it is that there are a lot of hills that suddenly, we're going down a hill, suddenly we want to turn right, and one of them is right next to the convent down there, and it's like, it's on a bike it's hard, so I can't imagine what it must be like on a bike.
Yeah, I kind of slow down quite a bit and then have to catch up to everybody. Yeah, very social. This morning there was only 5 of us, so it was very chilled and relaxed. There was no nobody that really wanted to push it hard, so it was the Revive ride today.
I was supposed to be on it today, but I chickened out at the last minute. I've been riding a little bit too much of late and got sore parts that we won't talk about right now.
Okay, that's good.
So, just recently you've come back from the UCI. You've brought some more metal back with you.
Yes, I brought a couple back.
I'm gonna pick these up because I'm gonna grab them before Carol gets to pick them up, because Carol gets to pick them up all the time. These are UCI Para-Cycling Road World Championships gold medals. They weigh so... Have you weighed them?
No, I haven't.
Weigh a lot.
Yeah, they are fairly heavy. And it's funny because when you compare them to the World Cup medals, you can really feel the difference.
Really?
Yeah.
Are these a lot heavier, are they?
Much heavier, because the other ones are, you know, a lot cheaper medals.
Carol, I'm going to ask you to gloat, and I know you're not the sort of person to do this, but I want you to tell me how many medals you've actually got at home now.
From UCI?
From UCI, from the Olympics, all your cycling medals.
I've got 9 World Championships, so 9 gold medals from UCI, 3 silver. And, oh no, 4, hang on, no, sorry, more than 5 silver maybe, 2 or 4 silver, I can't remember now. And 3 gold Paralympic medals.
So you know you're doing well when you can't remember how many medals you've got of the silver.
I know that there's 9 gold. They're the important ones.
Actually, I knew there's 9 because I looked up today on Wikipedia.
Oh, they've changed it already.
They've got 9 gold medals. No, they've got 7 there. And
okay.
I went, she's just got 2 more.
I was going to say.
So I know she's got 9. I wasn't sure on the number of silver, and you've got some bronze as well, haven't you?
No bronze.
No bronze.
No bronze at the UCI World Championships. I've got a couple of bronze from World Cups.
Yeah. Tell me, what is it like representing Australia? Now, just in case anyone hasn't picked up, there is an accent. I'm not talking about my one. I'm talking about Carol's. Carol is a naturalised Australian now?
Oh, yeah, have been for quite a while. Quite a long time.
Okay. She's doing better than me. I'm still a Kiwi. But you are from?
I'm from Canada originally, from Toronto.
From Toronto, yeah. I wasn't sure what part of Canada.
Yes.
I tell everyone she's from Canada, but she's Australian now.
I actually have dual citizenship.
Oh, do
so,
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have to give up, Canadians don't have to give up their citizenship, become Australians.
So what's it like representing Australia in these locations, and these sometimes semi-exotic locations as well?
Oh, look, it's, you put that green and gold on and it's just an amazing feeling, you know. You're very proud to represent the country. I think of myself, I might not sound it, but I do think of myself as Australian. I've been here 25 years. It's almost, well, we're getting close to half my lifetime. I got a few years yet to go, but you know, I moved here when I was 33, so this is home now for me. Don't tell my mom, because she thinks of home as home.
She's actually on Facebook, I noticed the other day.
Oh yeah, she's on Facebook. She's 83, she's on Facebook.
This is shared to her, okay? But
oh, perfect. Perfect.
You're in trouble now.
I just mentioned her age, I'm really in trouble now. But you'd never know it. My mom is more active than I am.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's just ridiculous. Like, she golfs. She is a walking group. She gets up every morning and swims. Her building has a pool, like non-stop. So hopefully, when I'm her age, I'll still be out there riding my trike.
I think you will be. I mean, look, you're one of the main personalities at St Kilda Cycling Club. Carol also promotes cycling by working with the women's cycling groups, people that aren't actually up to UCI racing championship status. So you'll see Carol out there riding with the groups in the pelotons on the weekend. You'll see her going out in the women's groups and spending time out there teaching people how to ride and getting their enjoyment levels up. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, it's. I think you have to give back to the sport. We do a She Rides ride on a Tuesday morning on the boulevard, and it's for women who just want to get back into cycling. You know, we cater for every speed. Nobody gets left behind. We always have a ride leader with somebody if they're brand new and, you know, new to clip-ons, and you know, we get a lot of that, and it's great. It gets women involved with other women riding. It's non-threatening. But I also ride with St Kilda Women's Group, you know, and some of the mixed groups as well. But I'm also a member of the Cycling Victoria Board.
Yes.
I've got 1 year left in my term, And
You're going to stay for another term though?
not sure, because I'm presently, I'm just about to head over to the US to represent Paralympics Australia at an athletes forum with the International Paralympic Committee. So I'm kind of leaning to head that way a bit. But I've got my level 1 coaching, and I'm just about to do the DS course in January. So that's
director sports if you don't follow sports.
Don't know
cycling.
what that might lead to, but
that would be incredible, because that means you'll be taking through the next lot of cyclists as well.
well, it's, you know, I'm looking. Look, I mean, I'm 58. Let's be honest. Tell my age. I don't know. Yes, I'm aiming for Tokyo next year, but I don't know how much further racing I'll do. But I want to stay involved with para cycling and try and get more people involved in it, because I think it's just an amazing. I still go to competitions, and I am amazed at what some of the disabilities these people have, and they still ride 2 wheels. You know, there's a guy from Spain, he's got like no limbs. He's got prosthetic legs, he's got no arms, got one little short arm, and he rides a bike.
Yeah.
He changes gears with his knees and brakes with his knee. Like, it's just, you know, so in some way I'd love to stay involved with Cycling Australia and the para program. Where that is in that, I don't know. But from what we understand, in the future, to say be in a follow car for a time trial, even at the in the para events, you're going to need a DS license. So it was just kind of the next step to see if I can get into that course, which, you know, you had to apply. So I did. I got a spot, which is great, just before nationals. So not sure my coach is going to be happy with 2 days before nationals. I'm doing that. But it's just giving me that little bit of background for further on down the track.
Now we're talking nationals next year in January.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see you up in Buninyong as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's a big one for us, because
It's a hell of a hill.
well, oh no, it's more the time trial that we worry about. I've done the Buninyong course like quite a few times.
Yeah, I know.
But the time trial is our qualification, basically, for the national team, and that's what it's always looked at. And this year they've moved the time trial off what it was in the last couple of years into part of where the road race comes, but also through the university. So it's kind of got hill gradients similar to Tokyo.
You're going to be in for a good course next year, Terence.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting course.
He's a good cameraman. He doesn't even talk when he's filming.
That's right.
Talk less.
So, tell us a little bit about. I'm sure you realise this is going to come up in the conversation today. Tell us a little bit about cycling safety and what you see as being the important aspects that we can improve on in Australia.
Oh, well, having just come back from Europe, it's so different riding in Europe, and even in Canada. Like, we were in Canada first before we headed to Europe for a World Cup, and the people share the road. They know what that means. You know, drivers, pedestrians, cyclists, whoever's on the road shares it. Even in Italy, where, honest to God, they drive like mad ninjas, seriously, but they share the road, and I have not. And being, you know, I'm 750 mils wide, so even being wide, I still fit into a bike lane and on a shoulder. People all share the road together, and there's no angst, there's no animosity between cars and bicycles anywhere that I've ridden in Europe. So to come back here, it really was a rude awakening last Wednesday. And I was out on the beach road. It's like, oh my God, I forgot what it was like. I've been away so long, I was like, I forgot. So for me, bicycle safety, it works both ways. Not just the cars, but also the cyclists. You know, like, you really need to share the road. So cyclists have to be just as mindful of traffic lights, stop signs. And I understand when it's 5 a.m. in the morning, you know, you come to an intersection, you're certainly not just going to sit there and wait. You're going to go through. To me, that's okay, as long as you're not impeding traffic. But it's so important, you know, to follow the rules, the road rules. I was riding today just down to the Institute of Sport to do my gym session, coming back, and, you know, a lady on her upright flower power basket on the front through red lights. It's like, oh my God, you know. And unfortunately, the people that do break the road rules give us all a bad name, you know.
Well, we hope not, but it tends to.
But it does. It's like anything. It's like anything, Ed. It's like, you know, that small percentage of any employment group is going to be bad, but they're the ones that get the publicity. So all the little things that happen, and people,
100% true,
yeah,
yes,
they just paint
absolutely.
everybody with the same brush, you know.
I was having a chat with someone today, and I said that the number of crashes on a bike, the number of times that people die on a bike compared to motorists is actually incredibly low. But as soon as a bike is involved in a crash, the media's like, vroom,
Yeah.
and they will paint, they'll use any colour of paint that they can brush us with to make us look like we were the ones doing the wrong thing.
Oh, exactly. One incident today, Wellington Street in Collingwood, and riding on the bike lane, and a guy in front of me, and there was quite a few people behind me. We were all going at the same pace, but the traffic was backed up, and I could see up ahead that there was a guy trying to turn left. The bikes were just, you know, he was stopped. And I just slowed down, and I just, you know, come on, get through, because why not be polite like I would in a car, letting somebody in? We got to do it on bikes too.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
So if there's anything, do me a favour, look straight down the barrel of that camera over there. If there's any advice you could give to people in Australia about what you'd like to see in the future in Australia, what would that be?
Share the road. Don't be in such a hurry to get somewhere, because 2 seconds is not going to make a difference. A cyclist pulling up in front of you just so that they're seen is not going to make a difference. They're going to move over once they take off, and cyclists do the right thing.
Excellent.
Pretty easy, pretty, you know.
Thank you, Carol. You are an inspiration to me.
Oh, thank you.
I've always looked up to you and thought to myself, well, she's incredible. I hope I'm the same as you. As I get to your age, and I'm pushing you as well. I'm pushing you as well.
It's not like I'm dead yet or anything.
Hey. I knew you 5 years ago when I'm the age I am now, so and I was still looking up to you then as well, or 6 years ago. We love our club though, St Kilda, and
we do.
I'm very happy.
Go St Kilda.
Very happy to have you along today to Why We Ride. And I just hope that this message gets out, that people will understand. It's important we all get along. Important we all share the road. We don't believe in cycle. We don't believe in a meter matters. We believe in change lanes to pass.
Yeah.
And we know all through Europe and most of country Victoria, that's exactly what they do.
Yes.
So let's hope that eventually happens here as a law. And we don't end up with animosity out there. But it's always great to talk to you, Carol. So thank you
Ed.
so much for coming along today. I know I've thrown you a long way out of your way.
That's all right.
But hopefully we didn't hold you up for too long.
No.
And next time we'll see you, we'll be on the bike, I'm sure, again.
Yeah, no doubt.
Actually, it was funny the other day, we came across Carol riding home, and I was like, oh, there goes Carol Cooke in front of us. The only way that we knew it was Carol Cooke at the time was the 3 wheels.
And he sat behind me just to get the windbreak.
Oh yeah,
as everybody at St Kilda does.
She's a great draft.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to think, those 3 wheels are a great draft.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you very much, Carol. I'm going to give you a big hug.
Okay.
Thank you. And we'll see you next time.
Okay, sounds good.
Stay informed.
Paralympic medals.
I know the Paralympic medals were.
Paralympic medals are ridiculously